Looks like we're still waiting for
Dan.
Commissioner Dodge and Commissioner Rojas. Right, Susie?
Yes, I haven't heard that they will not be here, so.
Should we wait a few more minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, Susie. Sorry about the crazy headphones. These are the only ones I had at my house right now. So
That's awesome. Okay, I think I will wait and introduce you during public comment.
yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool. All right.
I see Commissioner Dodge. Good evening, Commissioner Dodge.
Hello, thank you. Just difficulties. Zoom's not my friend this week.
Susie, should we wait for Commissioner Rojas, or would you like us to begin?
You know, I think we've got 5.
Okay.
We could get started if you'd like.
Good evening, everyone. I will be facilitating the meeting for the date of September the 7th. Since Commissioner Beach Olson will be out today, it is my duty. So here I am. We'll begin with roll call.
Hold on. Let me see.
Veronica, I'm having a really hard time hearing you.
All right. Alan, did you want to do roll call or do you want me to do roll call?
No, I was, took me a moment to realize that Deborah wasn't here again for roll call. And then it took me a minute to turn the audio on. So I'm now fully engaged. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to do this in district order. So Commissioner Dodge,
Present.
Commissioner Cole,
You present?
she was here a second ago.
Please.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Commissioner Durantes Polito,
Present.
Commissioner Kammer,
Here.
Commissioner Rojas. Absent so far. Commissioner Acosta.
Here.
And Commissioner Olson is excused.
Thank you, Alan. Moving on to proceed to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Now it's time for presentations and oral communications. This is time set aside for our members of the general public to address the planning commission on any item not on the agenda, which is within the subject matter jurisdiction of the planning commission. No action or discussion shall be taken on any item presented, except that any commissioner may respond to statements made or questions asked, or may ask questions for clarification.
All right, so it looks like I've got Judy Gittleson. You should be able to speak.
Hi, hello commissioners. My name is Judy Gittleson and I'm a Watsonville resident and an artist. And just to familiarize yourself with me, my strawberry was selected for the poster and t-shirt for this year's Strawberry Festival. I am renting 430 Main Street and have submitted a special use permit to allow for my painting studio and art gallery in this location. I hope you will approve my request for this business. My aim is to bring life and color and enthusiasm to Main Street in the town of Watsonville. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me. And my email's in your list and my website's judygg.com. And I look forward to being part of the downtown Watsonville. Thank you.
Thank you. Susie, do we have anyone else?
Nope, looks like nobody else. So I'm going to just take this opportunity to introduce you to our new principal planner, Matt Orbach, which in future months, I'm sure we'll be bringing projects before you.
The only speaker.
So welcome, Matt. And he is coming from the city of Capitola. And he's already making massive improvements to our department functions. And he's being split 50% with public works and 50% with community development. So he's also working on environmental related things like the climate action plan and CEQA documents. But it's a new position, so things will, kind of change, and he gets to kind of build his own position, but it's great to have you on board. Yeah, so
Thanks, Susie.
you're welcome. All right, and now you can go eat dinner with the family.
Well, I'm intrigued. I want to hear all this stuff tonight, so I'll be listening at least.
Okay, great. All right, and that's it.
Thank you, Susie.
Thanks.
Great. Okay. Are there any oral communications from the public? We said that already. All right, right, Susie? Right? Am I on track? Yes.
Yes.
Great. Now, are there any, thank you. Now, are there any oral communications from the commission? Go ahead, Commissioner Kamer.
Thank you, Vice Chair Dorantes Pulido. A couple of things. First of all, the Fire in the Sky event last Saturday was an amazing event. It was quite well attended. People had a really great time. The kids were thrilled about the movie and everyone enjoyed the fireworks. It was a really nice, mellow event, but really entertaining, and people really had a good time. This morning, we had a Vision Zero task force meeting, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Vision Zero. Vision Zero is a program that helps communities to enact strategies to eliminate traffic fatalities and serious injuries. The question that we answer in our work is how can we create systems to prevent serious injuries and deaths? We do this by promoting policies, planning, and engineering approaches proven to reduce collisions. So we look at data, we look at other strategies that other cities have implemented, and the main goal of Vision Zero is to prioritize everyone's safety over driver convenience. So part of our strategy is to slow drivers down, especially on neighborhood streets, to make facilities for bicycles, pedestrians, skateboard, any other mobility device, to make that safer, and to plan the built environment so that all road users can be safe as we go forward. Every year we create an action plan with priority projects. And so depending on what grants come through or what we work with other agencies. So it's a City of Watsonville with the Health Services Agency and other jurisdictions and other representatives from like the school district or just other agencies in the area, Jóvenes Sanos. And so every year we create an action plan with priority projects. Today, what we were doing was recommending revisions to update the bicycle code for the City of Watsonville, and then also applying to increase the city award levels for safer biking and walking. The meetings are open to the public and we meet every other Tuesday. So we met today. The next meeting will be, I believe it's November 2nd. The final thing I wanted to say was coming up on October 5th is National Night Out. We had to move it from August, but we will be having the celebration. And I know there are several neighborhoods that are participating. So commissioners, I encourage you to find out which neighborhoods in your district are participating in National Night Out and to visit those neighborhoods and encourage that those festivities, and they're fun and there's food. So anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Commissioner Kamer. Commissioner Cole?
Thank you, Vice Chair. This coming Saturday, September 11th, is the Mayor's Ride for Health. And being that it is, we do this once a month. We had a lot of fun. It is leaving from the parking lot at the top of the levee across from the Buddhist temple. At 9 o'clock, Watsonville Fire will be on hand to present a small memorial in honor of the 20th anniversary of 9/11 in 2001. And then we will ride afterwards. It's a flat, very do wear a helmet, and we hope to see you out there.
Thank you, Commissioner Cole. Any other communications from the commission? Yes, Commissioner Dodge, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to just mention a recent article written by our own Tony Nunes in the Good Times on some of the growth issues and challenges that Watsonville has faced. It's a very informative article. It talks about some of the hard decisions that we have to make as a community here coming in our future, to say the least. It gives a history of some of the annexation, some of the challenges, and why we don't have a general plan in place currently here in the city of Watsonville. I'm making reference to a recent petition drive to be able to allegedly hold up portions of Measure U and keep it in place. A gross initiative, which I helped gather signatures for many years ago. It came about through a lot of compromise, through a lot of discussion, through a lot of different community members, nonprofits, representatives from the agricultural industry, the unions. We all went through this process called Action Pajaro Valley to be able to put forward Measure U as a compromise, if you will, and allowing the direction of Watsonville to grow in the future. And the recent petition drive that people haven't heard in, I would encourage people not to sign. My personal opinion, I might add, is, I'm only speaking as as a resident of this community, not to sign the petition drive. It limits the voices of our community to be able to have a community discussion about growth. It takes out the Buena Vista. It is not renewing Measure U. It takes out the Buena Vista area for discussion of possible annexation and growth in that area. Measure U was, our general plan was based on growing in that area. And our general plan 2030 that was ruled invalid by the courts after the pilots filed a lawsuit. Pilots Association, I might have their name wrong and I'm sorry if I do, came forth through several community discussions, workshops, planning commission meetings, etc., to be able to look at and build a consensus for where Watsonville wanted to go. The petition drive stifles that agreement. It stifles voices of people. And I know that people will say, let the people vote and such like that. Many people in our community are not eligible to vote through citizenship and age. And so we're not allowing for all the voices to be heard in our community and a discussion about the direction of where we want to go. Again, this is my opinion. So without the Buena Vista area in discussion, we're talking about containing Watsonville and not allowing anything in the future and for the housing, for what we needed for our workforce, for our community members, for people who grew up here to be able to have a chance to be able to remain in our community. It's a zero growth population. And we fought many, as one could do in research in Tony's article, there's been discussions on growth here in the Pajaro Valley for many years. Our third high school, the Pajaro Valley High, was built without limited resources after community members and several others went to the Coastal Commission to advocate to ease the overcrowding in our high schools. It was built where it was at as a compromise to be able to not let Watsonville go forward west of Highway 1 in perpetuity into a certain time period, however you want to define it at that particular point. There was a recent letter in the newspaper and the Pajaronian from the Pilots Association, our representative or a member, and I apologize if I have the title incorrectly, asking our general plan to be put in place. Well, I say I agree in that sense. We need a general plan. We're working off a general plan that was written for 2005, before the internet. So we have a lot of decisions to make. You've heard of a recent project that came before this commission, which moved forward to the city council and is now being in jeopardy because of litigation, a possible threat of litigation. If we're not allowed to grow in our community and the housing numbers that are coming down from the state, there's 300 acres within our city that's not being utilized for that. Maybe we should look at that. Again, my personal opinion. So I wanted to bring that up. We have a lot of things to discuss this evening. We have a lot of things to discuss in the future. Sometimes recent history gets lost in the shuffle, or maybe it's ancient history and people don't realize the land use issues that we have in constrained. So thank you for allowing me to speak on that this evening, and appreciate being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Dodge. Any other communications from the commission before we move on? Seeing that there is none, go ahead and go to item number 4, public hearings. 4A, special use permit with environmental review to allow the establishment of a body art facility in a 548 square foot commercial tenant space, classic Calavera tattoo, located in 1916 Freedom Boulevard, filed by Jose Nunes, applicant on behalf of Diego and Guadalupe Montano property owners. You can see the staff report. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, planning commissioners, and I just want to make sure you can see my screen. Perfect. Okay. Let me change this function and you still see the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. I have two screens and so it gets a little iffy with Zoom sometimes. All right. Good evening, planning commissioners. My name is Sarah Weichel. I'm an associate planner with the city of Watsonville. And tonight, staff will be discussing a special use permit application to establish a body art facility in an existing commercial tenant space located at 1916 Freedom Boulevard. The staff report will consist of an overview of the following aspects of the written report, a brief look at the project location and the proposed project, a discussion of our body arts facility ordinance, the main section of the zoning code that is requiring the issuance of the special use permit this evening, a look at some of the conditions of approval tied to this project, and the findings required by the municipal code to allow for its approval. And so you'll see here on this zoning map that 1916 Freedom Boulevard has a general plan designation of general commercial and a a zoning designation of thoroughfare commercial. The site is currently developed as a mixed use site. So there's actually the tenant space in question, the commercial tenant space is fronting Freedom Boulevard and it is attached to a single family residence. Adjacent to the project site along Freedom Boulevard is a variety of commercial uses located in the thoroughfare commercial zoning district, as well as the neighborhood shopping center district. To the rear of the project site, accessed off of Green Valley and Quinn Avenue, is single family residential development, and across the street, accessed off of, again, Green Valley and Cary Avenue is additional single family residential development. The requested entitlements are a special use permit with environmental review. And the proposed project is to establish a body art facility for classic Calavera tattoo in existing 548 square foot commercial tenant space. And the project is eligible for a Class 1 categorical exemption from the CEQA guidelines and will be prepared for the project if it is approved tonight by the Planning Commission. The procedure required to process this request is again, special use permit as outlined in the thoroughfare commercial zoning district regulations and through the body art facilities ordinance of the zoning code. The proposed project is a body art facility also known as a tattoo shop. The applicant is proposing to provide tattooing services to local residents, and the proposed hours of operation are from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. As you will see, the floor plan is mostly an open floor plan. There is a bathroom that will be available for patrons of the business, and the applicant is proposing to do some minor interior modifications to the space to accommodate the use of for a tattoo shop, including some ADA accessibility upgrades to the bathroom, as well as some minor touch-ups to the finishes in the interior of the business space. In terms of parking, our Watsonville Municipal Code parking requirements require 2 parking stalls for the body art facility. And 2 parking stalls for the single family residence on site for a total of 4 parking stalls, and 4 parking stalls are provided at the location, and therefore the site and the uses are conforming with the city's parking ordinance and standards. Most of the discussion tonight is going to focus on the body art facility ordinance, as the city hasn't seen lots of these requests in the recent past, so staff will give a little bit of background on when the ordinance was codified and the specific requirements that the applicant will have to abide by in order to establish the use. So body art facilities are governed by the Watsonville Municipal Code Chapter 14-27, and this ordinance was codified in October of 2007 through ordinance number 1223-07. And in terms of the purpose of the ordinance, I took a brief, short piece of the purpose section of the code, where the city of Watsonville has determined that the secure management and placement of these facilities involving body artwork, which is tattooing, permanent cosmetics, as well as body piercings, is necessary to protect the public health, safety, and welfare of the community. Now, there are a few specific criteria that I want to focus on regarding body art facilities. So body art facilities are only allowed conditionally with the issuance of a special use permit in the CT zoning district, where the project location is off of Freedom Boulevard. The facility also has to comply with specific separation requirements, as well as standard conditions of approval for body art facilities, which are all documented in the ordinance itself and have been incorporated as conditions of approval in the resolution for this project. So we'll note on this map here, so there's towards the top of your screen on the areas of interest map, there is a pin noting the location of 1916 Freedom Boulevard. And there's a few different circles that I'll discuss that show buffer areas from specific types of uses. So for a body art facility, it has to be a minimum of 300 feet from a liquor store. And so what the 300-foot buffer is showing is there is a liquor store located at the corner of Green Valley and Freedom Boulevard. It is You Save Liquors. However, that liquor store is, again, with the 300-foot buffer, is indicating that the body art facility is outside of that range and complies with that separation requirement. And then there are 500-foot buffers from parks, playgrounds, and public or private schools. And so the 500-foot buffers are showing, again, areas that are either planned for parks or are noted as parks or schools in our GIS mapping system. Noting that, again, there's a 500-foot radius that the body art facility is not touching. So again, it also complies with those separation requirements. Now, the last separation requirement is requires body art facilities to be a minimum of 750 feet away from one another. And so doing a research of City of Watsonville business licensing records, in the past, there was a body art facility off of Freedom Boulevard, actually close to this location, that was approved, I believe, in 2007 or 2008. That business is no longer in operation, and therefore this body art facility before you tonight is the only tattoo shop in this region or located within the city limits after searching our records. So based on all that information, the proposed project site does comply with the separation requirements as outlined in the Watsonville Municipal Code. Additionally, there's many standard conditions of approval for body art facilities that require a very close coordination with the community development department between, the community development department and the police department. And so both our department and the police department work closely in permitting and approving and allowing for these businesses to continue in operation. In the resolution, you can see through conditions of approval 18 through 30, all of those are the standard conditions of approval that are outlined in the city's ordinance and are also, again, tied to this permit approval. The conditions of approval that staff wanted to note is after approval of the use permit, the applicant is required through condition of approval number 18 to get a body artist permit with the Watsonville Police Department. There's a separate code section. It's in Watsonville Municipal Code Chapter 6-4, and that discusses the permitting requirements through the police department that the applicant will have to go through and work closely with prior to getting a business license issued to start conducting business. Condition of approval number 20 looks at mobile body art, which is prohibited. So it's noting that the body art is only allowed to be in an approved facility and not done mobily or at other locations. Condition of approval number 26 looks at permitting requirements with the Santa Cruz County Department of Environmental Health. So they're required to issue permits, and the applicant must receive a permit to have a facility that is handling biohazardous materials that may be produced from tattooing and disposal of needles and such, and making sure that's being done in a safe and sanitary manner. And lastly, a condition of approval number 27 does time limit this approvals to 5 years. And so prior to that 5-year time limit, the applicant would reapply for a use permit and come back to the Planning Commission for review and approval. One new condition of approval that staff is recommending be added to the resolution is clarifying the annual inspection procedures for body art facilities. And so I'm just going to briefly read the condition of approval. And again, the staff's recommendation will incorporate a request to have this be included in the finalized final resolution that is approved if Planning Commission chooses to approve the application. So Annual inspection. The applicant shall operate in accordance with the operational guidelines for body art facilities pursuant to Watsonville Municipal Code Section 6-4.07. The City of Watsonville Police Department, as the local enforcement agency or the LEA, shall inspect the premises and practitioners at least yearly, and shall make as many additional inspections as are necessary for the enforcement of the regulations and the body art guidelines, which was approved under resolution number 18607. And again, the Watsonville Police Department would be working with community development to enforce this condition of approval. In terms of the findings, the Planning Commission may make the required findings in support for the establishment of a body art facility in an existing approximately 548 square foot commercial tenant space. And staff's recommendation is that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution approving special use permit with environmental review, application number 1615, to allow for the establishment of a body art facility, classic Calavera tattoo, in an existing 548 square foot commercial tenant space at 1916 Freedom Boulevard, and incorporate a new condition of approval clarifying the annual inspection procedures with the Watsonville Police Department. And with that, that concludes my staff report, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen.
Thank you for the presentation, Sarah. Any clarifying or technical questions for staff? Commissioner Cole?
Thank you. I had a question about separation requirements.
Mhm.
I know it's tiny, but there is a playground across the street at the Carl's Jr. Does that count? Or does it fall with outside of the separation requirement for playgrounds?
Susie, can you, or Justin, can you assist me with that one? I believe it would fall outside the purview of the separation requirement condition, but I would default to some additional clarification from Susie.
Is that a play area at Carl's Jr.?
At and outside?
Yeah, that's not considered a city park.
Okay, it has to be a city park.
Right.
And then, forgive me, but I believe that there used to be, and when I drove by it, it didn't look like it was open, but a childcare facility just up from there. And maybe it's not open because of COVID.
Mm-hmm. I believe the separation requirements are mainly looking at the public or private schools that are recognized by the city in addition to the parks or the playgrounds, as Susie noted.
Okay, so preschool wouldn't fit into that.
I don't believe so, no.
Correct.
Okay. And then when I look at Google Maps, there's like a giant green space. Is that a park that's part of the apartments that is accessed off of Quinn? Maybe that's all built up and my Google Maps is old.
Let me look real quick.
And it's not the big brown space next to it, right? That's a big open space, but that's not a park. But I wasn't sure if that piece of those apartments on Quinn are considered a park.
I don't believe they are considered a park. Let's look here. Oh, I see let's look.
That's correct.
Yeah, I don't believe they're considered a park. Typically with in the past, separate, because we've had, again, body art facility maps from the past. And so kind of referencing that in addition to some of the additional development on our zoning map, it didn't appear that there were any formally recognized parks, playgrounds, or schools within those buffer zones.
Right, and I realized there was one right next door before.
Correct.
And is there a
I'm sorry, Gina, I can't hear you. Could you repeat yourself? Commissioner Cole.
I guess, yeah, station's kind of like in a salon. Is that just up to the owner and operator?
I'm sorry, the first part of your question, Commissioner Cole, cut out. So I got the second part regarding gas station, convenience store, but I missed the first portion.
I didn't even ask about the gas station
okay.
and convenience store yet, but I could. No, I was asking about inside the facility. It looks like on the plans there are 4 stations for folks to have body art done. And I didn't know if there was anything that we controlled or had to worry about inside the business.
So good question. The interior of the business and any additional, let me see. At this time, the only applicant is one person, and for this time, that's the only person who would be performing any body art in the facility. And then any additional permits, or if there were to be additional artists, they would go through the Watsonville Police Department for review and approval. And I'm looking at, can you tell me what sheet you're looking at, Commissioner Cole?
Page 9 of 11 in attachment 2.
Okay, let me just look at that, because I think that might actually be an electrical plan, but let me double
Oh,
check.
maybe those are lights. Okay.
Yeah, I believe those are the lights that are in the tenant space.
Got it. Yeah, those were all my questions. I mean, I did worry about the convenience store, but those are off sale, and I learned that those are not included.
That is correct. So they have an off sale beer and wine license, which is classified differently than a liquor store. You are correct.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Thank you, Commissioner Cole.
Thank you, Commissioner Cole. Any other, welcome, Commissioner Rojas. Go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I just have one question, and that is, so on the on page 6 of the staff report, it mentions that a condition of approval requires the applicant to submit a body artist permit for review and approval by the Watsonville Police Department prior to issuance of a business license. So has that part already been conducted, and is it approved, or do these processes happen in tandem?
So great question, Commissioner Rojas. So typically that is tied in as you noted, as a condition of approval. And so how that process would work is it's coming before you for consideration, and then they would apply for a ministerial or staff approved permit with the Watsonville Police Department. So that process would have to happen after this approval. Okay. And some of the requirements, most of the requirements are around safety background checks and making sure that this person's up to date on various vaccinations as needed to perform body art. And there's additional information, I believe, it's in Watsonville Municipal Code. It's in the section 6, and then it's chapter 4 of 6, which details the specific requirements. And that addition, the condition of approval we want to add references more thorough and rigorous operational standards that the applicant would have to abide by as well through the police department.
Okay. And then now that and thank you for that. Now that I heard a little bit more about that process, I have another question. So when a service has intersection, like you said, with health and safety and vaccinations and things like that, is there a regular review for their permit to be renewed by the police, and how often is that?
Yes, so there is a period and tied into their permitting process, the Watsonville PD Watsonville Police Department does do a yearly review or inspection for body art facilities. So that is conducted on an annual basis. And if any, say any issues were to arise, then that they would be working closely with the Community Development Department, and it may come back to you to reconsider if there were things that rose to the level of concern regarding their use permit.
Okay, those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rojas.
Any other technical or clarifying questions for staff? Okay, seeing that there is none, we're going to go to applicant presentation.
So I do believe our applicant is here. He's in the, for staff, he's in the attendees section, and his name is Jose Nunes. So he is going to say a few words, and then if a commission has any questions for him, feel free to ask him some questions.
Hey, Jose, you should be able to speak.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I'm sorry if I stutter a little bit. I'm a little nervous. I've never done a presentation like this or anything. Again, thank you. My name is Jose. I am originally from Watsonville. I've been an artist since I was a child. I've been painting and drawing ever since I can get the chance. In elementary school, I used to paint alongside Guillermo Aranda, the muralist in Watsonville. He taught me a lot of what I know now. My color palettes, my style is really reflective on the richness of his teaching. His stuff is very culturally and beautifully reflective from the place we come from, which is Watsonville. And I really want to be a big part of it. Now that I have the chance to move along with this new path. I'm currently working in San Jose, in downtown, as a tattooer. I've been working as a tattoo artist for 10 years. I have experience of 11 years as a tattooer, working legally. And I love what I do. What I really want to do is just share it with everybody in Watsonville. A lot of my clients are from Watsonville. A lot of people I went to school with, a lot of teachers, a lot of everything. I want to be that person that people come to for any tattoo service, I'm very excited and happy that I'm able to have this opportunity and to be a part of the community. Now that it's growing, I can see a lot of things are blooming in Watsonville, and I definitely want to be a part of it. I definitely want to be like, I don't know. I just feel like this is the time to do it better than any time. And I love what I do, and I really want that to reflect with the city and just be a big part of it. And I'm just really, I don't know, like I've been dreaming about this for a long time, and I'm really excited. I really want to be a contribution to the city, if you guys have any questions, I don't know what else to say. I'm just very excited. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask.
Go ahead, Commissioner Cole.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Jose. Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm and telling us a little bit about yourself. We're excited for this business to come to Watsonville. There's a tattoo desert here, so to speak. I was curious if you what your plans were for expanding. Are you currently the only artist in residence at the proposed location?
Yes, I actually am. I'm the only person there. So it's going to be like pretty much like for now, it's going to be a private studio. I mean, I'm not opposed to having somebody else work there, but for now, it's just going to be me. If I were to find someone, talented and trustworthy and all that stuff, and I really, I think it's a good fit, and maybe I'd consider it, but at the time, it's just going to be me, and I'm not really looking for anybody at the moment. Yeah, just me. So it's pretty much gonna be like a private tattoo studio. Just yeah, just me myself. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. That was my question. I would just looking ahead a little bit.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, and I'm very low key. Like when it comes down to my clientele and everything, I'm just about the work, and it's how I said I love what I do. So it's just I really just want that to reflect on my work and how I handle my business with my clients and anything to do with what I produce with my tattoos.
Have you run a business before on your own?
Where I currently work at, I work with the owner is called Patrick Bostic at Black Lagoon Tattoo, and I pretty much just rent my station. I run taking care of my my scheduling, anything to do with aftercare, with any questions that might come up regarding my work and what I produce. So yeah, pretty much it is like I own my own business. My license is under my name, so it's not under the tattoo establishment where I'm at. Yes. So yeah, pretty much yes.
And it also seemed like your hours were like a 7 p.m. start or end seemed kind of early, maybe. I don't know. I don't have any tattoos yet, but is that gonna help or hinder you? And is that something that the city asks for, or is that of your choosing?
That's actually of my choosing. Normally the way I work my schedule, I'll start tattooing at 12 o'clock, and then I'll end I normally take in like 2 appointments a day. So either it'll be one appointment with one tattoo that maybe I'll work on for a certain amount of time, or I do 2 different appointments. One I'll start like at 12. I get there at 11. Get there early in case for whatever reason my client wants to change something with the tattoo, or I want to eat like lunch before I start, or maybe do something, change something up. And then I'll end that one like around 2 or 3, take a little lunch, and then start up like an hour after that, like 4, and then just work probably like till like 7 or like 6, and then just clean up after that, So just, yeah, I've taken 2 tattoos a day, so I kind of break them up in between those 2 time spans, like earlier and then later on in the afternoon.
I see. Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, no
Appreciate
worries.
that. Thank you for your time. Thanks for coming this evening.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you guys.
Any other clarifying or technical questions for the applicant? Great. I have a question just for my own benefit. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Commissioner Rojas. Go ahead. I will
okay.
put my
Well,
question towards the end.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I raised my hand right when you were looking down, so I apologize. Jose, thank you so much for being here today. And this is really exciting to have your proposal in front of us.
Yes,
I do have a question. You mentioned, I believe in your comments and or they were mentioned by this in the staff report that you've been engaged in the art community locally. And so I was wondering, I would love to hear more about whether or not you would envision, or what your thoughts are about how your shop could help to advance the arts in the community.
I would say, I know there's going to be, in the near future, I heard one of my buddies from Watsonville tell me there's going to be like a Comic-Con or something. What I would do, I'd probably show up to something like that and just sell prints of my art, maybe give out flyers to kids that might attend of some cool drawings, maybe of my own rendition of some kind of superhero or something like that. Maybe talk to kids or to anybody, and educate them on the whole tattoo world, and push it away from the stigma of it being such a a dark, thing, that only people malicious intent are into, or stuff like that. I really want to show different sides of it, and all the other things that I've learned throughout my experience of the tattoo culture and the beauty of it, and just different things. Maybe how to draw something. I don't know, simple things. If there's events like maybe like the Strawberry Festival or stuff like that, I'd probably be able to attend them, maybe sell some merch, or just talk to anybody that has any questions about what I do, or maybe if a school or anything they want to have like a field trip or something, I can host one at the shop. But that won't be such a, oh God, like this is a tattoo shop, it's something bad. Like I want to change that stigma about it, because a lot of people still have that kind of feeling about tattoo establishments, that there's, it's like something, bad. So I would like to do that. If people ask me, just educate them a little bit more about how tattooing is nowadays,
That's great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Commissioner Cole, you took the question right out of my mouth. Sorry, Commissioner Rojas, I apologize. I was looking at Commissioner Cole, I apologize. Thank you, Jose. I support your enthusiasm, and I'm so glad you're reinvesting back into Watsonville, the town that saw you grow up. So I'm glad to hear that, and definitely, invest in the youth. They are, they're our future. So
yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Any public hearing, Susie?
Yes, I've got Paco Estrada. You should be able to speak.
Thank you, Susie. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm Francisco Estrada. I live in District 4, City of Watsonville. I also represent District 4 in the Watsonville City Council, and I'm just calling to, more than anything, speak to the character of Jose Pepe Nunes. Let you know that I've known him for a really long time. He's a genuine, sweet human being who loves the community. We've hanged out on many occasions. We've been friends since we were students at the school district, and so I know that if he's committed to this project, he's going to do a great job, and he'll definitely represent some of the best values of our community. So just wanted to say that Pepe is a great guy. He's all the tattoos that I have were made by Pepe. Pepe really upholds high standards, professionalism, cleaned everything, made sure that I was okay, checked up on me, and we continue to have also that type of relationship. So just wanted to pass that along to the commissioners. Good luck on your decision. Thank you for your service, and that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comments?
I do not see anyone else's hands up.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
thank you very much. I'd like to move staff's recommendation to adopt the resolution approving the special use permit for environmental review to allow for establishment of a body art facility located at 1916 Freedom Boulevard.
And I'll second the motion.
We have Commissioner Rojas second the motion. Deliberation.
May I comment? May I say something quick?
I believe so. Yes, Susie? Yes.
I'll wait my turn.
Go ahead. Yes, deliberation. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. I want to thank the applicant for bringing this forward. There was a time in our community for decades that tattoo parlors, head shops, medical pot dispensaries were not allowed under our zoning laws. There was a moratorium for it many years ago when I was on the planning commission. Even on our city council didn't support either one of those things, which are coming, shows you how far times have come. And so I'm glad to see as a community that Jose is bringing this forward, that we could have a civil discussion about those. I'm glad I liked what you called it, stigma of what was once considered taboo. And I look forward to your success at that location, the applicant's success at the location. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Dodge. Anyone else? All right, let's move to a vote.
You're on mute, Alan.
Commissioner Kammer,
Yes.
Commissioner Rojas,
Yes.
Commissioner Acosta. That was a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Commissioner Dodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
and Commissioner Durantes Polito.
Yes.
Okay, the motion passes unanimously, 6-0.
Thank you, Alan. Welcome, Jose Nunes, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Really appreciate it. I'm really excited. Whew. Thank you, guys.
What are they?
All righty. Moving on to agenda 4B. Recommendation to City Council on adoption of an ordinance amending section 14-16, 1403, conditional uses of the Watsonville Municipal Code to allow mechanical car washes as conditionally permitted uses in the neighborhood shopping center zoning district within the city. And we have a staff agenda, report.
No, I think you're on mute, Ivan. Nope. It's funny because I can hear him through the wall in the office. As he's saying,
How about now? Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yes? All right. Thank you for bearing through that with me. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. Good evening, Planning Commissioners. My name is Ivan Carmona, Associate Planner for the Community Development Department. And tonight I'll be presenting a zoning Cortex amendment for the CNS zoning district to allow mechanical car washes. I hope to keep this presentation short and sweet. So real quick, the purpose of the CNS zoning district, which is the neighborhood shopping center district, is to establish regulatory controls on commercial shopping center complexes located outside the central business district of the city, and to provide predominantly commercial retail with limited service and amusement uses on a common parcel or a combination of adjacent parcels with common access for the public to be located on major streets and arterials. So on this map here, you're seeing the CNS zoning district. There's not that many parcels in the CNS zoning district. Approximately there are 40 parcels. As you see on this map, these parcels within the CNS zoning district are located predominantly on major streets and arterials such as Freedom Boulevard, Eastlake Avenue, and Main Street. These are the 4 areas where the CNS zoning district reside. So why are we doing a zoning Cortex amendment? We are doing this zoning Cortex amendment to provide zoning ordinance consistency for the CNS zoning district, which would allow co-location of a mechanical car wash within existing principally permitted service stations. Those service stations would be subject to a special use permit, which would require the appropriateness regarding compliance with mechanical car wash standards. Those standards were adopted through ordinance number 220-70 on February 2nd, 1970 by the City Council. Again, why are we doing a zoning Cortex amendment? On this map here, you see the CT, CN, and CV zoning districts. Those 3 zoning districts are also located predominantly on major streets and arterials, such as Freedom Boulevard, Eastlake Avenue, and Main Street. these zoning districts do allow mechanical car washes or car washes subject to a special use permit. In order to be consistent with our zoning ordinance, it would be wise for staff to recommend adopting an ordinance amending the CNS zoning district to allow mechanical car washes. As you see on these images here, on the left-hand corner side, this is the Shell gas station located on the corner of Freedom and Green Valley Road. This is within the CNS zoning district, and currently it's non-conforming. There's an existing mechanical car wash as an accessory use for the service station. On the right-hand corner on Freedom Boulevard, which is zone CT, is the Fernando's Auto Sales and Automotive Car Wash, hand wash. And this bottom left-hand corner down Freedom Boulevard is the coin-operated self-service car wash, also zoned CN actually. Here on the corner of Green Valley and Houlihan Road outside the city boundary or close to the city boundaries is the Arco gas station with another mechanical car wash, which is in the CD zone. Here on these two images, this is the CN zoning district on East Lake Avenue. Here is the East Lake gas station and a car wash, which is a handheld car wash, and another car wash coin operated self-service located on East Lake Avenue. In total, the city of Watsonville only has 8 car washes to provide services for the residents. With that, the zoning Cortex amendment is consistent with strategic plan 4, economic development, which allows greater flexibility of development for gas station owners. Some gas station owners would like to have mechanical car washes as it serves that as an accessory use. So with that, staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt a resolution recommending the City Council adopt an ordinance amending the CNS zoning district regulations to conditionally allow mechanical car washes subject to a special use permit. That concludes staff's report. Be ready to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ivan. Any commissioner has a question for the staff?
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Oh, yes, sorry, I didn't see your hand. Go ahead, Commissioner Dodge.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Ivan. So this is just in the process, as you were stating, just so I can understand, this is just to actually clean up some of our zoning laws, or the administration of some of them, to be able to why are we doing this kind of cleanup at this particular time?
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Dodge. I can't hear anything. For some reason, I have audio issues.
Okay.
Yes, I
Hey,
can
Ivan.
This is a cleanup. This is
Yeah, that's all I was trying.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Cool.
There we go.
Hey, Ivan, I was just trying to ask if this is a cleanup. The reason behind this cleanup, I realized when you pulled out something that said 1970, and that me and Al Smith are probably the only ones here in the room that were around at that particular time. Is this what's bringing on this cleanup, and what direction are we going in by trying to codify everything in a?
Well, as you astutely noticed in your public comment, you said we were operating with the old general plan. So when we have an old general plan, the zoning ordinance implements the general plan. So what you do is you clean up things as you go in order to provide consistency in the zoning ordinance. This just allows property owners to have flexibility in the type of uses or development that you're trying to accomplish.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Commissioner Kamer.
Thank you. One question is this just car washes in conjunction with service stations, or standalone?
Correct. It's going to be as an accessory use to service stations. So there needs to be typically a car wash, or I'm sorry, a gas station. Okay. And then the owner could come in and say, I want to do a mechanical car wash, but it has to meet certain standards in our mechanical car wash standards. So not every property or every parcel will be allowed to have a mechanical car wash. You still have to meet certain standards.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rojas. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is not a comment about this particular report or this proposal, but I just wanted to say so this is the second time in 2 meetings that we have had something like this that's sort of like a course correct, right? Or it's kind of like, the rules are catching up with the practice. And so I'm wondering in the future, can that just be front loaded in the staff report that's just stated, like right in the statement of issues, like on the first page, so that we can see, this is, we are bringing this because we are trying to align our, ordinances to our practices, just so that we're not wondering why we're talking about this, right? So can that be included in future reports if that's the case?
We'll be more clear in our future reports regarding the statements, so you are clear on what we're doing.
That's great. Thank you. It's helpful. Thank you.
Any other clarifying or technical questions for staff? All right, seeing that there is none, any public comments on this, Susie?
Hold on. I do not see any hands raised.
All right, looks like we can move on to approve or deny the recommendation. Anybody want to start a motion?
I'll go.
Commissioner Dodge?
Thank you very much. I'd like to move this item to recommend that we adopt a resolution. Well, we're recommending the City Council adopt amendments to Section 1416-1403 to allow mechanical car washes as conditionally permitted in the neighborhood shopping center zoning district.
Thank you. Do I have a second for that motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, Commissioner Cole. Deliberation. All right, seeing that there is none, can we get a vote? Roll call for the vote.
Sure. Commissioner Kammer.
Yes.
That was a yes. Commissioner Rojas,
Yes.
Commissioner Acosta,
Aye. Yes.
Commissioner Dodge,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
and Commissioner Durantes Polito.
Yes.
Again, the motion passes unanimously, 6-0, 1 absent.
Thank you, Alan. All right, we are moving to agenda item number 5, the Secretary's report.
Just want to say welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful break this summer, and I'll keep you posted whether we're going to be going back into the chambers at the next meeting. Just as an FYI, it looks like barring catastrophe, our council meeting on the 14th will be in the council chambers. And unless the governor makes a decision to keep all of these meetings remote, we will be going back into the chamber next month. But again, I'll keep you posted. And our October meeting, it looks like because of National Night Out on October 5th, we're going to be moving the meeting to the following Monday. So our bylaws actually say that if we can't meet, we meet on a Monday. And this is one of those other holdovers from days gone by when the Planning Commission met on Mondays and not Tuesdays. And for some reason, this piece of the bylaws was not cleaned up. So it's a Monday, not a Tuesday. And someday we'll clean this up too. But so mark your calendars, it's October 11th, and it looks like we may be having the climate action and adaptation plan on the agenda that night for you to review and make recommendation on. So that should be very interesting. And that's all I've got. Gina, do you have a question?
I have a question about the climate action plan.
Yes.
How early would we be able to access that? Just because it's pretty substantial and that we're losing a day.
Yes, well, that is actually the environmental document is out for public
Okay.
review right now.
Okay.
So I can send you all a link to it, but I believe it's publicly available, and Justin might be able to, if he's still on, be able to hop on and clarify that, but I believe it's available. I can send you a link.
It is
Thank you.
available. Yes, that's correct. It's available on Public Works website and also the SEQA document for the climate action plan or climate adaptation and action plan. There's 2 A's in CAP now.
CAP.
Exactly. It is also been released for public review. And so both are readily available. If you have any trouble finding on Public Works website, we'll be sure to send you a link tomorrow.
Thank you, Justin. And Commissioner Cole for your question. And thank you, Susie.
You're welcome.
Great. All right. I think it's time to adjourn the meeting at 7:12.
Wow, you got to run more often. You got to run more meetings more often.
I don't think it's because of me,
Oh,
but
well, no. Good or bad, you're the chair this evening.
thank you. All right. I think that's it.
Good.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
everyone.
everyone. It was good to see you.
Bye.